Sosuke Aizen might just be the greatest shonen villain of all time. And honestly, can we really even call this guy a villain? Because once you learn everything about Squad Zero, the Soul Society, and the Soul King himself, you start realizing Aizen had a really good point. Now, I've already made videos on Madara Uchiha and Frieza, and while both of them are definitely top tier shonen villains, I might honestly put Aizen above both of them. Now, before y'all flame me, all these guys do villainy in their own way. They're their own unique and different characters, and they all do what they do very well. Madara was a guy who grew up in the trenches, can put the paws on 1,000 shinobi, including the tailed beast, and can drop meteors on your ass like this was Don't Look Up. Meanwhile, Frieza over here was basically Space Hitler and would off your planet over the slightest inconveniences. Even if you made fun of this height or had some stupid legend, even if it was something that gave Frieza the slightest anxiety, he would put your whole planet on a t-shirt just to avoid thinking about it or anybody even trying something against him. I mean, just look what happened to the Saiyans. But the thing about Aizen is, we never really know much about his character. We don't know what family he came from or how he got so damn powerful. All we know is that 100 years ago, he was Shinji Hiriko's lieutenant, created his own incomplete version of the Hogyoku, and then framed Kisuke for making everybody into hollows. After that, he became the captain of Squad 5 and then basically planned out Ichigo Kurosaki's whole life by getting his mom and dad to do the do. Well, he didn't actually make them, it kinda just happened, but y'all get the point. He recruited Gin Ichimaru, who he thought was on his side, who I also made a video about, and he recruited Kaname Tozen, who probably deserves a video all on his own. He then defected from the Soul Society after taking Kisuke's Hogyoku that he placed in Rukia's Gigai, and then went to Wako Mundo, took that bitch over from Baragon, and created the Espada. He had plans to create the full Hogyoku, fuse with its power, go create the Oken, and kill the fucking Soul King and take over society for himself. He did all this while manipulating everybody with his OP-ass Shikai Kyoka Suigetsu, and had our main character Ichigo shook as fuck throughout the entire series up until their final battle. Even during the fake Karakura Town arc, when Ichigo came back from Wako Mundo with Unohana and fired that attack at Aizen, Aizen wasn't even fazed by this shit, looked at Ichigo, talk shit, told him everything he did wrong, told him he was scared to his core, and then looked at him dead in the eyes and said, "Nah, tell me I'm wrong." Not to mention, when they first encountered each other, he literally stopped Ichigo's whole fucking theme song. I mean, when you stop the main character's theme song while he's in his strongest form, you already know you're a different level of OP. Even during their fight in the fake Karakura Town arc, Ichigo was shook the whole time. Aizen went up, touched him on the heart, and said, "I could reach you at any point in time. You're scared to face me. You ain't strong enough, you ain't badass enough to take me on, and I'm not even using my Shikai on you." He had my man's Ichigo doubting himself, losing confidence in himself, and even when the other captains came to defend Aizen, Aizen had them all under Kyoka Suigetsu and was still bodying all of them with just his power alone, up until Toshiro Hitsugaya stabbed him in the chest, and then they revealed it was Momo the whole time, and he had them all under Kyoka Suigetsu. My mans does Genjutsu better than anybody in the Uchiha clan, and he ain't even got the damn Sharingan. Even Soifon's one-hit kill didn't work on this man because his Rietsu was so much greater than hers, it was basically rendered useless. I mean, this guy was literally going up against like 7 captains and 1 lieutenant by himself. It wasn't even fazed by any of their attacks. I mean, he was literally stronger than everybody in the Soul Society, save for Yamamoto. I mean, hell, even Unohana, who's one of Kubo's best kept secrets, literally was under the effects of Kyoka Suigetsu, along with her lieutenant Isane. I mean, when you have Unohana, the first Kenpachi, the Soul Society's greatest criminal, a person who mastered healing arts just so she could keep on fighting you, so she could have some fucking fun. When you have her shook up by your Shikai, you already know you are the living embodiment of a badass character. He dropped all of them, and even when Kisuke, Yoruichi, and Ichigo's dad, Ishin, came, he still bodied all of them, looked at Ichigo and was like, "What the fuck are you gonna do about it?" Probably the greatest thing about Aizen's villain arc wasn't just learning what his motives were and him getting the Hogyoku and being the badass villain that he was, but it was his ending. Because unlike Madara, who got killed by his own subordinate and decided to be war buddies again with Hashirama in death, and unlike Frieza, who got killed by some random fucking time traveler who we found out was Vegeta's teen offspring, Aizen had to have a special Kido planted by Kisuke and had to have a badass battle with Ichigo just so he'd be weakened enough for the Kido to actually work on him. But the thing that made his defeat so great Wasn't like most villains, he didn't sit here and repent of his ways and pull some Scooby-Doo, I would've gotten away with it if it wasn't for you meddling kids. Nah, Aizen looked at the guy he hated the most, Kisuke Urahara, but he came at him with a question. Why is it that you're so smart and you don't do anything about it? Why do you keep the Soul King, that goddamn thing, in its place, knowing what it truly is? And even then, people don't even know if he really lost, because Ichigo even said that Aizen deep down had this loneliness. That he purposely let himself lose, because deep down inside, Ichigo could feel his true feelings inside. And I always wondered if that had something to do with Kisuke's intellect as well. I mean, think about it. Kisuke is the only guy that can really match, if not surpass, Aizen in terms of intelligence, and on top of that is powerful as well, especially when you learn about this Bankai Benihime. And I'm not gonna spoil it for the 1,000-Year Blood War, but it's a pretty badass Bankai. But in that moment, he's wondering, why do you have this great intellect? You see the same thing I see, and yet you do nothing about it. That's an argument a loser would make, but I am a victor and I will decide how the world should be. He didn't go down cursing the world or repenting of his evil ways. He just sat here and asked the guy he hated the most, why don't you do anything about this? You see the same bullshit I do, why are you not taking any action? Remember when Thanos in the movie said that he was the only guy with the will to act on what he saw? In a way, that's exactly what Aizen is. See that he's nothing more than a shackled beast serving a fucking disembodied Soul King. And instead of sitting around doing nothing about it, he's going to take all the action he can to achieve his goals and pursue them. Aizen was an unrepentant villain, and even when he was put in Muken and was tempted by Yhwach to join the Wanden Reich and to go and destroy the Soul Society, he refused, saying that he pursues nobody's goals but his own. He doesn't serve in anyone's cause. He doesn't desire to be ruled. He even lets this be known during his battle with Yhwach, even managing to get Yhwach under the effects of Kyoka Suigetsu and was holding his own. Keep in mind, this was after Yhwach absorbed the Soul King himself, and yet Aizen was still holding his own against him. And all he had to do was sit in a goddamn chair. And honestly, after watching what Reggie did at the Riverfront Brawl and Aizen sitting in this goddamn chair, I'm convinced chairs are some of the most OP characters in existence. Someone needs to make a fucking tier list for chairs, goddammit, because clearly there's some special powers they give off. But to wrap this video up, Aizen is definitely one of, if not the greatest shonen villains of all time. He had intelligence, he had power, he had an OP Shikai, he had massive planning abilities, and on top of that, is just the living embodiment of badassery. Aizen could do it all, he had it all, and even in defeat, he didn't sit here and wonder where he went wrong. Aizen knew, deep down he was right. A guy who was being led by a dismembered Soul King who was nothing more than a figurehead. Honestly, when you think about it, Aizen might just be the true hero of Bleach. But of course, this is all just my opinion. Y'all let me know what you think in the comments below. Anyways, that's a quick video I wanted to put up for you guys today. Before you go, please consider subscribing to the channel and hitting that notification bell. Also liking this video and sharing it with your friends. And let me know, what do you think of Sosuke Aizen? Do you think he's one of the best shonen villains? Do you think he is the best shonen villain? Do you think he's the true hero of Bleach? You guys let me know in the comments below. Anyways, I thank you guys for watching this video. More videos coming soon, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.